Hello everybody, it's me, Sports Talk Guy. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the importance of defense in the National Hockey League. I haven't got to talk much about the NHL, so I thought this would be kind of, other than Sochi, would be a good place to start, the importance of NHL. So, this kind of goes, I guess, with the Flyers here. I saw people comment today after their game where they got killed by the Bruins 6-1 today, or I guess yesterday now would be. Or no, 2 days ago. It would be, as of this uploaded, it'll be 2 days. But, so I saw a few comments, not many, but some people were going, the Flyers' goaltending honestly sucks. And, has Mason been bad his last 5 starts? Absolutely. Since he got his new contract, he just decides, I'm just going to do bad. But, today wasn't his fault. Did the team give up 6 goals? Yeah. But it wasn't their fault, and here's why. And here's how I'm going to make this. Steve Mason, for the most part, other than this 5-game skid that he's been on, has played like a Vezina goalie this year. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Flyers fan. If you look what's in front of him and the way the team started off and the way they were scoring at the beginning of the season, now they're playing offense, other than the fact they only got 1 goal today. They've been playing offense pretty well over the last 20 games, so that's pretty good. And Mason's been doing very well. The defense, however, has not. And let's make a comparison here. Corey Crawford, goalie of the Chicago Blackhawks. Good goalie. He's not bad. He's average. A little below average in my opinion. But his defense in front of him is great. That 1 and 2 combo of, Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook, that's a great combo to start with. And just on their top 6, 5 of their top 6, let's just say, we'll say 4 of their top 6 on the Blackhawks would all start on the Flyers too, because that's how bad the Flyers are. Now, Crawford's a decent goalie. Will he win a Vezina? Probably never. He's not that. He's average. Now, let's say we decide maybe we want to flip-flop Crawford and Mason. Steve Mason being the goalie of the Flyers. If you put Mason on the Blackhawks, that team would be incredible. And I mean incredible. When you put a defense in front of a goaltender that's been doing, for the most part, good without a defense, that team would be unstoppable. It was like the Blackhawks back when they won the Cup in 2010 with Antiniemi as their goalie. Antiniemi is a great goalie. Corey Crawford's an average goalie. And for the Blackhawks winning the Stanley Cup when a repeat, that's the key there. If Corey Crawford can repeat his playoff performance of last year, which I think was kind of lucky. And if you put Corey Crawford on the Flyers, man, would he be bad. And I mean really bad. Corey Crawford isn't that good. And you put a below average defense in front of him, he's going to give up a lot of goals. The Flyers give up a lot of shots. Corey Crawford against a lot of shots isn't good. Does every goalie have their day? Of course. Let's say in 5 games in a row, Corey Crawford, with the Blackhawks, 5 games in a row, Corey Crawford would face 40 goals. He'd probably give up maybe 2 or 3. With the Flyers, he'd face 40 goals 5 games in a row. He'd give up 4 or 5. That's the difference. Except the Blackhawks are a team that's never going to give up 40 shots, at most 30. So that's the importance of defense, and that's where it comes from. I like Mason, and I think the problem with the Flyers defense is that if they want to improve, they need to get rid of their bottom 4. Right now, and they're going to need to get a 5th guy soon. Right now, their only truly good defenseman is Luke Schenn. This guy can do everything. He's a number 2 or number 3, maybe even a number 1 on some teams in the NHL. He's a guy that's going to stick around as a starter, and he's making his name for himself as a great hitting defenseman, and he's a good defensive defenseman. And then you also have Kimmo Timonen. He's an offensive defenseman. The problem with him is that, granted, he provides very good scoring from the blue line. He's one of the best offensive defensemen to ever play the game. But when you're down 4-0, he's not going to help you get back in it, because just getting down to being 4-0 is kind of his fault. I saw a play today. He made a really lazy play, and I was pissed about it when I saw the replay. That's a play that a guy like him should never make, and I never want to see again. It didn't lead to a goal, which was good, but the play was, I guess, the puck was up. The guy for the who are they playing? The Bruins. Tried to pass it behind the boards, behind the net, to go around to his guy at the point. Timonen was right behind the boards, or behind the net, and he could have easily stopped the puck, but he just lets it go by. Don't know why he let it go by, lets it go by. The guy gets it, passes it in front to the center of the ice. The guy takes a shot, and Mason, or it might have been Emery, might have been put in at this time. Either way, one of them made a save, thankfully, even though it didn't really matter, losing 6-1. And that was bad. That's not good. You want to see that. So but that's the Flyers' key. I mean, and 2 years ago, the Flyers tried to sign Predators goalie Shea Weber, who, in my opinion, is the best player and the best defensive player in the NHL right now. Overall, he has all the intangibles. He has the fastest shot in the NHL. He likes to hit. He's not slow for a defenseman. He can do all of it. So that's just what happened. And if the Flyers would have signed him 2 years ago, well, the Flyers did attempt to sign him. He was a restricted free agent. If you don't know what a restricted free agent is in hockey, Shea Weber agreed to a 10-year, $40 million deal, I think, with the Flyers. Or not 10-year, $40 million deal with the Flyers. And he accepted it. And $40 million in the NHL, that's big money, because it's one of the lower sports markets. And he accepted it. But now, when you're a restricted free agent, two things happen. One, the team that originally owned you can make a counteroffer, and even if they offer $1 million higher, they get the player. And the Predators, where he now plays for and will be playing for over the next 10 years, the Predators paid even bigger money to keep him. And number two is, if the team does sign you and your team does not re-sign you, the team that did sign you has to give away some draft picks. So I think, on top of the contract we would have given him, I think it was either a second or first round pick for that. But it's whatever. He's worth that. And he would have made the Flyers overall a lot better. I mean, him and Luke Schenn today together, or even him and Timonen, because it's good to have a really good defensive defenseman with a really good offensive defenseman together. So that's it. And that's just basically my summary on the importance of defense. It's mostly the Flyers, really, I talked about, because after the game today, I felt like I should talk about it. And it goes for any team, though. You always need a good goalie. You always need a great defense. So that's it. Alright, guys, that'll be it for me today. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.